this is Bharti Satish. In this video, we are going to know about the Woodlanders. The Woodlanders is a novel written by Thomas Hardy. Thomas Hardy belongs to 1842-1928, and he born in Dorset, England, and he built a house at Maxgate, so he was called it Saint of Maxgate. And he's a novelist, poet, and a short story writer also. He started his career as architecture, and he wrote Wessex novels. Wessex is an imaginary land founded by himself. That it has been said that Anglo-Saxon kingdom of King Alfred ruled the south part of England, and that is the dream country of Dorsetshire. It has been named as Wessex in his novels. This novel and the Wessex was first used in his novel under the greenwood tree, and it is an additional information. And he used the theme the fate overruling, and most of his ruling concept, and most of his characters were low caste. And Wessex is a rustic people who loved it and they were troubled by the modernism, and his view of life was pessimistic. And he is also known as a naturalist, regional novelist, Victorian realist, and a pessimistic writer. And he got influenced from Eliot, Dickens, and Wordsworth, and he influenced writers like Thomas Hardy himself influenced Frost, W.H. Auden, Dylan Thomas, and Philip Larkin. And he has been awarded the Order of Merit in 1910 by King Edward VII in 1902, and he has been awarded in 1910. And The Woodlanders is one among Wessex's series of novels, and it preceded by The Mayor of the Casterbridge, and the novel after it was the W. And the theme of this novel is the marriage and sexual relationship, and the rustic, unrealistic love, and social class mobility are discussed in this novel very clearly. And talking about the characters, the main we have Mrs. Dollery. He is a horse-drawn van driver, and Mr. Percum, and he is the master of a barber, and he take Marty's hair for two sovereigns. And Marty South, she loves Gills one-sidely, and John South, Marty's father. And Mrs. Pelican Charmant, and she is a rich widow and mistress of Hintock House, and she is an actress too. And Gills Winterburn, he is a dealer of apple and cedar pressings, and he loves to marry Grace, but died due to the snow. And Robert Greedle, Gill's assistant, and George Mulberry is a timber merchant. Grace Mulberry is the daughter of George, and she loves Gills, but marries a doctor. And Mrs. Lucy Mulberry, and she is the nurse and the second wife of George. And Grandma Oliver is the servant of Mulberry's, and Fitzpiers is a country doctor. He marries Grace. And Sue Damson, she is a lover and would-be of Tim Tongs, and she has a sexual relationship with Fitzpiers. Tim Tang Shue's would-be, and he put the man trap to kill Doctor. And Fred Bucock is an ex-lawyer, and he's a clerk. And Little Hintock is the place where all these happenings were happening, and Little Hintock is a village, and Shorten is a town. And the German city which is visited by the doctor and Mrs. Felix is the German city, and London is where the divorce case of the doctor and the Grace was filed. And Budmouth and France were the two great German cities visited by the doctor and Mrs. Felix. Actually, the entire story revolves around Marty South, Grace Mulberry, and Gills. But all the confusions happened between their triangle love. Finally, Gills died. Grace renewed her marriage life with the doctor, and finally, Marty South visit oftenly to the cemetery of Gills, and putting out the flowers, and remember and cherish her life every time.